What up and welcome to Rama Screen YouTube channel, and here's my review of Affliction. Let's rock this. So this movie makes its world premiere at this week's Screamfest 2025, and they had granted me the advanced screener ahead of time, so I've already watched the whole thing, and let me just tell you, I'm a big fan of Jessica Rothe. I've interviewed her several times in the past, and trust me when I say Jessica really truly flexes her acting chops like never before in Affliction. Which is not a perfect film, by the way, not by a long shot, but here Jessica basically made this whole film worth watching. She was that good enough reason. I'm gonna keep this video spoiler free, and without getting into specific details, let me put it this way. Affliction is a sci-fi horror, and it's basically part of the human harvesting or human cloning / body swapping or memory swapping subgenre. And clearly this is low budget, and it's very indie. It's single location setting, and it consists of just a handful of cast members. The Affliction is intriguing and creepy and suspenseful and gory and atmospheric. The filmmaker did a good job of milking that sense of dread, even though that does run into some problematic pacing issues occasionally. And while this is not technically a Groundhog Day type of storytelling, but because of the repetitive nature of her character, Jessica is the right fit for this role, having been crowned the queen of cyclical nightmare in that Happy Death Day franchise. So this whole thing is in her neck of the woods, so to speak. Written and directed by B.T. Meza, in Affliction, Ellie Carter has never met the man who calls himself her husband, doesn't recognize the girl who calls her mother, and can't remember the life she is told is her own. Afflicted by violent seizures that reset her memory without warning, she is trapped, struggling to uncover the horrifying truth of her existence before she forgets it all over again. Starring Jessica Rothe, Joseph Cross, and Juliana Lane. Jessica's character spends about 70% of her time shaking in seizures, her body just shaking violently. It's kind of like this film's way of saying that the body is glitching or rejecting the memory implant. And so the physicality or the physically demanding performance on Jessica's part is impressive because she has to consistently move and walk like a zombie. It can appear laughable at times, but I also know that that's not easy to pull off. Affliction has this sort of disorienting, frantic vibe that escalates into a paranoia thriller. A lot of deafening silence, and the mystery takes a bit of time to unravel. Her co-stars did quite alright, but it's Jessica who practically carries the entire film. Some of the sci-fi concepts in this film are not that clearly explained. They are too simplistic and arbitrary. And the rules seem to change on a whim, or the film hints at things that it doesn't fully follow through on. Some of the dialogues are clunky and overdramatic, and the ending or the resolve at the end is unsatisfying and it lacks creativity. And I hate to point this out, but the film does feel like an extended episode of The Twilight Zone. On any other day, this could have simply just been a short film and it would do just as fine. So yeah, overall I give Affliction the rating of 3.5 out of 5. An imperfect yet entertaining film about gaslighting. And Jessica Rothe once again proves that she is one of the most compelling scream queens working today.